Dangerous love, a taste of poison paradise. Bite your lip, get me high, but the pleasure's all mine, the pleasure's all mine. Just for tonight, and even though the sun will rise, I will fight fire with fire, fire with fire. Don't wanna say goodbye, 'cause I don't think that I have myself to keep letting go. You hold me real tight, kiss me hard another time. Be my fire for tonight, and then I'll let you burn. And then I'll let you burn.
All right, everybody, here we go. Let's get into this. Everybody's having a chat. What's going on in the world these days? It seems to be there's a few problems happening in the world, and it's too bad. It's too bad. Brazil's got all these problems with the Amazon rainforest. I want to talk about it too. I want to get in on that conversation. But let's say hello to everybody first. Let's start with our international crew, and let's have a chat with them first. Hello, Em. How are you doing? You're on top. Well done, you. Najat, hello. Hello, you. Hello, student. Lolly's in the house. What's up, Lollipop? Brahim, how you doing, buddy? Back. What's up? Aisha's back. What's up, Aisha? How you doing? Amr is back. He's in the house, and he's working hard. Apparently, he left the chat because it was 11 p.m. where he was, and he's got to go home. So get some rest, Amr. Don't work so much if you can avoid it. Gertie's in the house. What's up, Gertz? Noir's in the house. What's up, Noir? How you doing? All right, who else we got here? Only Human's back. What's up, Only Human? It's good to be Only Human. And we are only human, aren't we? And maybe that's why there's so many problems in the world. Abdi, how you doing? Ayob, yo, what's up with you? Who else we got? Kevin's in the house. Michaela's in the house. What's up with you two? Who else? Did I miss anybody? No. Oh, here we go. Vlade's in the house. What's up, Vlade? How you doing? Lich King is in the house. How you doing? Anas, hello. Yes, it's me. It's me, Anas. How are you? How are you? You? Maya's in the house. What's up, Maya? Sarah Salah, hello. How you doing? Ben Smith, hello there. Ben Smith, you sound like you could be an American Ben Smith, or maybe even a Canadian Ben Smith. All right, I think I've gotten everybody. Taking care of the hellos. Judy's in the house. What's up? Don't want to miss Judy. She keeps me honest. Yeah, what do you think about that? You know, there is a lot of news right now going on about the Amazon in Brazil. And I think we have some Brazilians. Michaela, you're from Brazil. What's going on with the Amazon in Brazil right now? It's a serious problem. It is literally on fire. Let's take a look here. Let's check out the news, shall we? This is not nice. Yeah, maybe the Amazon is not the lungs of the earth. That's fine. It's not actually. There's other things there. But it is too bad that there are record-breaking fires going on. If you didn't know, please turn on the news channel, and you'll see that there are a lot of fires going on in Brazil right now. And that's a terrible thing. This is not great for the Amazon because it does supply a lot of trees, a lot of air, or at least to the Amazon. If you've ever seen the documentary called One Strange Rock, they talk about how the Amazon produces a lot of air, but it stays in the Amazon because there's so many little animals and creatures there that they consume all the air. And I think the real source, they said, I'm trying to remember, the real source, the lungs of the earth, might actually be Oh man, I forget. You have to watch that documentary. It's called One Strange Rock. Will Smith narrates it. Very good, very cool. But anyways, yeah, it's too bad. And you know what else is happening? Let's talk about the world for a moment, shall we? In Greenland is on fire. There's a lot of places that are generally cold which are also on fire. And this is a terrible thing because the trees, they keep the carbon dioxide. And when you cut down the trees, it's literally like a bomb. So the earth is getting hotter and hotter very quickly because of these things. And this is not good. Sea levels. Bees are the big one. Okay, I'm going on a rant here. You can see I'm going to go on. I could talk about this for a while. But anyways, what does it say here? Ayob says, I heard the Brazilian government refused to get help from foreign powers. Why? Good question. I don't know. I believe that there was some offer. They wanted to, I think, there was some kind of fight going on between the Brazilian president, Bolsonaro, and the French president. They were bickering, fighting back and forth about something, blaming each other for something. I don't know. Noir says, I think farmers are cutting down trees to use the land for farming. Yeah, and that could be part of it. The natural disaster, the biggest natural disaster in the last few years. Totally agree. Yeah, well, I mean, it seems to be a very big one. Climate change. This is really the biggest problem, isn't it? Strange stone? No, I believe it's a tree which is on fire. I believe that's a burning tree in the Amazon. That's what's happening there. So anyways, let's go to more linguistic problems, more language problems. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to do some writing. So let me start with the question of the day. The same thing is happening in the Siberian forest. So it's crazy. There's a lot of fires going on, and this is a scary thing, right? Because if the Earth's temperature increases, the water level rises, and maybe certain plants start to disappear. And if it affects the bees, let me show you a picture of the bees. Because the bees, literal real bees, they do this. They're pretty much responsible for, I think they said like 75%. So every species of plant or flower or fruit or whatever that grows, 75% approximately is because of bees. So if we lose these guys, Black Mirror is never wrong. That's all I'm saying. All right, so here we go. So what we're going to do, it's okay, Ijamami, you're okay, you're good. It's called One Weird Rock. Gertie, One Strange Rock. And it's a documentary about the Earth. Very interesting, good info, really interesting. We're not talking about the environment today, but it's an issue. The environment is an issue these days, and it's, people, unfortunately, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Sama. Black Mirror is always right. Saeed's not getting a pic. I don't know what kind of pic you're talking about here, but no visual, can't see the video going on. But anyways, it is a big issue these days, so protect the environment. Maybe get an electric car, eat less meat, because meat is literally like the biggest problem we have in the world. Cow farts. They will be the death of us. Anyways, yeah, I totally agree, Noir. It's kind of scary. So let's go to something a little bit less scary. And today we're going to talk about writing. We're going to look at ways to write formally. I'm going to teach you a little bit about formal writing. So let me ask you this question. Have you ever written a letter in English? I can give you the link, Lolly. There's nothing on the link yet, but I can definitely share it with you. Let me give you that. So that's a question. Have you ever written a letter in English? So let's start with that. Have you ever written a letter in English? You might need it. You might need it for, I don't know, maybe you worked abroad. Maybe you came to Canada and you were here and you were looking for some jobs. So that's a question. Let's start with that. Have you ever written a letter in English? Maybe it could be to a friend, or it could be to, yeah, there we go, or an email. There we go. Let's add that. Let's be a little bit more modern because nobody really writes letters anymore. So let's start with email or letter. An email. Okay, so let's see. And again, so tell us if you did, why? What was the purpose of it? Sorry, I'm not going to say your name correctly, but Wanja, gotcha. In exams and replying to emails, at least email or normal ones, pen pals. Yeah, okay. Remember pen pals? That was a long time ago before technology blew up. You would actually write a letter to somebody you don't know, and they would send you a letter back, and you would communicate, and you would be pen pals. You would make friends from across the world with pen pals. That's cool, yeah. I did write a letter in English before, maybe. Yes, to the principal when you got in trouble. Yes, I have. I have written a motivation letter one day. Okay, interesting. Was it a motivation letter to yourself in English? That could be a good idea. Exams, a little bit. I wrote a thank you letter to my high school teacher. Hello, Kent. Hello, Maria. How you doing? Application letter for a job. And I haven't written a letter or email in English. Well, don't worry, Lolly. You're in luck today because we're gonna create one. We're gonna write one together. And the thing we're gonna focus on is a formal letter. Because it's really easy to be informal, like, hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going, bro? And you can do that, but that's really informal. We're going to focus on the harder one, is writing a formal letter. And I'm going to show you some situations when you might write a formal letter or might write an informal letter, and we'll talk about them. And we're going to build the letter together. We're going to write together, you and us, me and you, that kind of thing. And we're going to write it together. We're going to look at some formal ways to introduce a letter, how to say hello, how to finish the letter, and we're going to create, some letter about some topic. I haven't decided the topic yet, but that's what we're going to do today. Okay, so here we go. Never written letter. That's okay. It's never too late. Never too late to write a letter. So I'm going to go through a few rules just quickly. So we're going to go to our Smrt page, and we're going to check out formal and informal register. Formal is basically formal speaking, and informal speaking. And a fancy word is, for this style, is register. So 2 questions you need to ask. Yeah, basically, who are you writing to? Are you writing to your friend? Are you writing to your cousin? Are you writing to a coworker? And are you writing to someone you don't know? Because there are approximately 3 levels of formality: informal, semi-formal, and formal. And we're going to focus on, oh, I can't lift that finger, it's that one. We're going to focus on that one, the formal writing today. Okay, and that's going to kind of determine how you write. Okay, so the answer to these questions will give the appropriate style to use and register. Register means using the correct vocabulary according to who you are writing and the situation you are referring to. So using the correct words. Sometimes if you say this word, it's too informal. If you say, oh, dear sir, yesterday I saw an enormous problem in your shop. Enormous is not the right word. You might want to say a serious problem, not an enormous problem. So the style is wrong. Style has come to mean the degree of formality. So how formal are you? All right. So we're going to look at some examples. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we're going to skip that, and we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to give you, first I'm going to test you. And I'm going to test you on some words. So let's start with these words here. Now, I think I can share this with you. So let me yank this, and I'm going to put it on our little document over here. Yoink! Where's our document? Here it is. So here's what we're going to start with. Let's start with some vocabulary. And there it is. So what you have to do here is you have to take the vocabulary that is here, and you have to find another word for it. So for example, we have formal words here. We got regular words. Well, I'll just change that to regular. Now, we want to make these words more formal. So let's start with how we can do that. So what is another way to say before? So let's start with that one. What's another? I don't want to say before. I want a more formal word. What's a more formal way to say before? Beforehand. Okay, that could work. Okay, what else we got here? In advance. Let's see, can we use those? In advance. Now, you have to be careful because, for example, in advance and beforehand, they have their own style, and you use them in different positions in the sentence. What's another? In the past, prior. Okay, here we go. Prior to. Simba, you got it. I'm going to add this one here. Prior to is another way to say before. And it fits. Before you came here, prior to coming. Ugh. Kind of fits. Prior to. So before coming here, prior to coming here, same. Okay, so again, you'd have to be careful with that word. But that's another one. In advance of, that might be okay. Let's say that. In advance of coming here. That's possible. Previously. Yeah, it's hard because before has a certain style. We have to keep the style. All right, let's try another one. Oh my goodness. To stay. Whew. What's another way to say stay? That's a hard one. So stay means don't move, right? Like, for example, you stay in a hotel, you stay in your country. Oh, there we go. Lolly's on it. Dwell on. No. There we go. We got the majority answer. Majority answer is remain. So you could also say to remain. So sometimes you have to learn these more formal words. So to remain, to reside, well, reside and live are really about living life, but stay is not necessarily about life, right? So to live, you wouldn't, stay sounds like temporary. Hold on, no, and again, remember, Muna, so today we're not using informal words, so hold on is a phrasal verb. So we don't want to use too many of those words because we're trying to speak formally. Hypocrisy, oh, there's Ansho with some questions. Hypocrisy, how can we use it? Oh, Ansho, why do you ask me these questions, man? It's a hypocrisy, it's Hippocratic, it's, he's a hypocrite. Usually in English we say he is a hypocrite. Basically, he says one thing, but then he does the opposite. So don't use hypocrisy, use hypocrite. He is a hypocrite or she is a hypocrite. They say one thing, but then they don't do that. They don't listen to their own advice. They do something totally different. Okay, next one. What's another way to say to buy? I think this one everybody probably knows. What's another way to say to buy more formally? There we go. Very nice. Okay, you guys got it. You guys are good. You guys are good at this. To purchase. Good. Very nice. Purchase. Yeah. To get. And again, remember, IO, we want to sound more formal. And usually, formal words are usually longer. Not always, but most of the time, they're kind of longer. Kind of gives you an idea. Next one. What's another way to say job? What do you got? My job. My. Okay. My work, my job, my occupation. There's a good word. Occupation. Occupation means job. And you could also say there's another one out there, profession. Yeah, so there you go. My profession or my occupation. Both of those are correct. Ooh, this is a good one. This is interesting. Ah, yeah, there we go. Another one, my career. There we go. And these sound better, right? If you're writing a formal letter, these words are definitely going to sound better. Office, no, office is a place. So not that one. My specialty, what, soup? Specialty is like pancakes? No. It's got to be a job. Work, employment, my employment. Could we say my employment? My job, my work, my employment. Possibly, yeah, might work. Depends on the situation, but yes. Okay, vocation. Vocation. Yeah, I think it's a very specific type of job. Let's see here. A trade or a profession. That's what I thought. So vocation is like a specific. Yeah, you could use this, but it's a trade. So for example, a mechanic, someone who fixes cars, that's a trade. Or a profession. It could be a profession as well, right? Okay, it's possible, but just be careful with that word vocation. It usually means like mechanics, painters, carpenters, these kinds of people. All right, let's try another one. What's another way to say to eat? Oh, Enshul's on it already. Consume, yeah, okay. You guys are waiting for that one, eh? Consume. Is there another way to say consume? To eat. To, difference between I guess and I suppose? Nothing. Intake, digest. No, digest is what happens in your stomach. To have a meal. That would work. Yeah, that would work. Consume, have a meal. Sounds more formal because it's longer. Have a meal. And it's simple. It's not an idiom. If I say have a meal, you understand. If I say grab a bite to eat, maybe you don't understand. So that's an idiom. Grab a bite. Yeah, it's an idiom. Grab a bite to eat. But if I say have a meal, it's a collocation. Collocations are easy to understand. Idioms are usually more difficult to understand. Okay, cool. There we go. All right, nice, nice. Right? I don't know if that exists, Wafa. Not in my dictionary. Dig in, ruminate, gobble. Gobble is definitely slang. Dig in is definitely slang. Ruminate, I don't even know what this word means, but I will Google it because I'm curious. The problem is you'd also want to use words that don't confuse people, and ruminate might confuse people. Ruminate in English, oh, okay. Chew the cud, what the hell does that mean? Okay, probably not, Judith, probably not that one. Okay, we got consume, have a meal, both of those are good. Next one, next word is friendly. What is another way to say friendly? Ruminate is for kinds of animals. Yeah, that might be it. Let's see. Ruminate. Chew the cud. Cows emit more methane when they are ruminate. You're right, it is for animals, but we're animals. We're just less animal-y than other animals. We're slightly smarter. Or not. We're burning the earth down. Maybe we're not smart. Okay. Next one, friendly. Ooh, nice words. Amiable. Amicable. Nice words. Amiable. Amicable. So remember, friendly is an adjective, so we need more adjectives. Amiable, amicable. No, easygoing would be too slang. Friendly, warm, amicable, cordial. Cordial should work. Let's see exactly what's the definition here. Cordial. Warm and friendly. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, cordial works. Okay. What else we got? Cordial, friendly, lovely, affable. I'll be honest, I never use some of these words, but let me check it. I think it's correct. Affable, friendly, good nature. Okay, so we have a lot of words that you could use. Affable. That's cool. Some of these words we don't really use, as you can see. Like even amiable and amicable. These are good words for formal situations, for sure. Cordial is a good word. Convivial. Fascism. Fascism. I can't explain fascism. I think it's when you have one person who controls the country, it's like a dictator. Like Hitler was a fascist. Mussolini, fascist, I think. Those guys. Approachable. Maybe. Approachable sounds a little bit different than friendly. Means like you can, yeah, slightly different, but I think it's okay. So again, good. We're going to mately. No mately goes, yeah. But we'll keep those ones. Those ones are good words that you could definitely use. Oh my God, some of these, oof. Okay, let's go. Let's find over here. Let's go some normal ones. Here we go. Let's use some useful, really useful words like this one. To want. What's another way to say to want? That's a good one. That's a good way to say to want. Okay, maybe that. Yeah, that makes sense. Willing, desire, would like. Oh yeah, there we go. Aisha's boom, bang on. Would like would be the easiest way, right? Instead of saying to want, you would say would like. All right, let's add that to our list. Would like. Easiest. Nice and polite, right? Desire. Desire is also more formal. I don't know why it's more formal, but it is more formal than want. I desire. I desire a tasty beverage such as beer. I desire this. Okay, nice. Desire, cool, we got that. Fancy. I fancy a beer. I fancy a beer because I'm a fancy man with fancy tastes. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. That one doesn't sound formal enough. Feel like, no, feel like is definitely too casual, too informal. Would like to, yeah, those are all good. All right, we did work already. Perceive, amorous, hate. Ooh, here's a good one. What's another way to say hate? Because this is something I crave. Nice one, Enrique. What's another way to say hate? because you might have to, if you write a letter and you write a formal letter, you might have to say, I was unhappy about your service or something like that. Ooh, do we have a formal word for hate? I loathed the service. Can't stand, no, can't stand is a little bit informal. Loathe, I guess it would have to be loathe. Let's see. Is it? Detest, there's another one. So you could use loathe, definitely that could work. Slightly more formal, loathe or detest. I absolutely detest tests. Okay, all right. Cool, any others? Loathe, okay. And last one, let's try one more here. Get rid of. What's another way to say get rid of? I resent. Resent and detest, I feel like they're a little bit different. Resent means you don't like someone or something because you feel bitterness or indignation at a circumstance, action, or person. Okay. And then detest is dislike. Yeah, they're a little bit different. Resent is like you have a particular dislike for one person or one thing or something like that. All right, last one. To get rid of. What is another way to say get rid of? Dismiss. We don't say I'm going to get rid of you or get rid of you. We don't say that because dismiss is the same meaning. It'd be like I dismiss you. Bye-bye. Go away. So what is another way to say get rid of? Remove. Yeah, I think that's the best one. Remove sounds like a good answer. Okay. So we got that. Remove. Ditch. No, ditch is too casual. Throw away is too casual. Overcome, different meaning. Get rid of, to clear, to disencumber. Clear something. I would like you to get rid of this. I would like you to remove this. I would like you to clear this. Maybe, but not, probably not in all situations. Disencumber. Oh my God, I've never heard that word in my life. You guys are teaching me new words. Give up, discard. No, not exactly same meaning. Okay, but I think remove would probably be the best. Are there any other answers? Let me take a look here. Dispose. Did anyone use dispose? Yeah, they did. You did say dispose. Get rid of. Dispose means like throw in the garbage, right? For example, usually throw something when it's done in the garbage. Get rid of could be the same, but there are certain things you can get rid of and there are certain things you dispose of. So I feel like remove would be the best one. Anyways, I think we got it. Hello, Hamuma. How are you doing? Expel. Well, you get expelled from school. Like, oh, bad kid, expelled from school. Terminated means fired or destroyed. Give up means quit, so a little bit different. Okay, so I think it's time to look at, we're going to do some writing together. So now we need a writing topic. So here's what we're going to do. Today we're going to do this. We're going to take this, and today we're going to write, make that a little bit bigger. Today, stop it. Today we are going to write a letter of complaint. Oh, so many options. A letter of complaint. Now the question is, who are we going to write? Who are we going to write a letter of complaint to? Yay, this is going to be fun. Who are we going to write a letter of complaint to? This is really the question of the day. The purpose of this lesson, Con, is we're going to teach you how to write formally in English. So you can write in the future, emails. It will help you with emails. It'll help you with communicating people in a formal way, in a polite way. I'm going to show you how to be polite and communicate well in English in formal situations. So now we need a topic. So please give me some ideas. Who are we going to complain to? We could choose a person. It's better. We're going to choose a person we don't know, obviously, because that way we can be formal. So one of the reasons that we use really formal language is because we don't know the person. If we know the person, then maybe we use semi-formal, like kind of formal language. So some of it's formal, some of it's not formal. But if we don't know the person, we have to use formal language and be really polite because this person doesn't know us, so we can't talk to them casually. So who could we write a letter to? The deputy, the mayor, the head of the department, the governor, a company that sells knockoff. Dear. Why am I here? I thought this was for a live show. I don't know, Skatey. I don't know. We all make bad decisions in life. Let's see here. Who shall we? So let me give you a few ideas. Let's see. Starbucks. No. Now I don't want to get everyone to get too angry. Donald Trump. We could write a letter to Donald Trump. We could write a letter to. Who else could we write a letter to? We could write a letter to the internet. We could write a letter to who else? The world. We could write a letter to Mum. No, wait, that wouldn't work because Mum's informal. We could write a letter to the Brazilian. Yeah, I know the Brazilian government would be a good choice, but we have to choose. Remember, we have to choose a topic that everybody knows, so that way we can all participate. We can all help to write the letter together. No, I know. We probably shouldn't do Trump, but it's an easy topic because everybody knows Trump. I guess the question is, does anyone like Trump? Should we be concerned about writing a letter to Mr. Trump? I feel like this activity could get carried away. The UN, we could write a letter to the UN. Write a letter to the world. Write a letter to, what's a problem we would like? So we're going to write a letter of complaint, and we want to complain. We want to, social media. We could write a letter, how about let's write a letter to social media. This could be fun. We write a letter to social media. I like Joe Rogan, but not everybody knows Joe Rogan. President, yeah, I think we should do social media, like dear social media, and then we'll get into the letter and we'll explain. We'll give 2 or 3 reasons why we're writing today. So I think I've chosen the topic because everybody knows social media and we can all talk about it. We all have complaints about social media. So I think we're going to go with this. So what we're going to do, here's your task. Today you have to write a letter. This is your IELTS task to social media. In general. Today we're just going to do social media. In this letter, you should, I'm trying to make it as IELTS-y as possible. You should explain, number 1, you should explain problems you have with social media and what you would like social media to change about itself. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah, it is a good choice. I think it'll work. I think I'm going to keep it simple. Normally, IELTS would have 3 points, but I think for us today, this is going to be enough. So this is what you have to do. So let me put this in. Let me put this whole thing in here. This is what we're going to do today. Lose the word like. Yeah, that's a valid one. Where did like come from? It's from Silicon Valley. Mr. Zuckerberg. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. Write a letter to social media. You should explain problems that you have with social media, and we'll do 2 or 3, 2 or 3. I know you have a million, but we'll do 2 or 3. What you would like to change about, what you would like social media to change about itself. Okay, so how are we going to start this letter? So let's start with that. How do we start our letter? So if we do a letter, we need an opening. So that's what we need. So give us an example of an opening. How do we open? So remember, we don't know social media. I don't know social media's real name. We've never met before, so this is a formal letter. So please sound as formal as possible. How do we start a letter where we need to sound formal? Address, well, we're not going to do an address. We don't know. We don't have an address. Dear Zuckerberg, well, again, remember, we don't know. We don't know Mark Zuckerberg. We've never met before. So we cannot say, dear, well, I guess we could say, dear Mr. Zuckerberg. Okay, well, let's say here. Dear. Dear is correct. So let's start with that. So here we go. Let's start. We're going to put it all on here together. Dear, get it out of there. Dear social media. And one of the things we do in English is we say dear sir or madam. If we don't know the person we are going to talk to, we might say dear sir or madam. Or we might say, yeah. So we might do a real general way, because we don't know that, if we don't know the person, I guess you could also say dear social media. So let's just do that today, okay? So there's kind of those two ways. Now, the next question we have to do is, why are we writing? So what is the purpose? What is the purpose of our letter? So that's usually what we do, and we have a specific way to do this in English. So please give me this sentence. Please mention when you start the next lesson. Next lesson will be 2 p.m. tomorrow, Con. To whom it may concern. Okay, that could be a possible one as well. So we could do that as well. That's another way we could do it. To whom it may concern. So let's add that one as well. And we'll add dear sir or madam, because they're all pretty formal. So these are all good ways to start a formal letter. Okay, cool. There we go. Gozia's got it. Gozia, Wafa's got it. Very nice. So yeah, the first thing we usually do in a formal letter, put these over here. No, leave them there. Okay. I am writing to. So why are we writing? Why are we writing? So remember, we want to make complaints about social media. I would like to inform you. That would work as well. I am writing to. I would like to inform you. Yeah, those are both pretty good. All right, so let's finish that sentence. What can we do? I'm writing to express. I am writing to you about concerns I have. Ooh, Vlad, I think you're the winner here. I am writing to you about some concerns. Put that there. I am writing to you about some concerns I have. And again, one of the things we try to do in English when we're formal is don't say I, and sometimes we use passive sentences. So I'm writing to you. So I'm going to change it a little bit. I'm writing to express my concerns about. I'm writing to express my concerns about. So what's the problem with social media? About some of the features and is it only the features of social media, or I'm writing to you to express some concerns about the negative effects I gotta nail this one. I'm writing to you to express my concerns about. What are we complaining about? Are we complaining about the features of social media, or are we complaining about social media itself? What is I think we have to establish our letter. So we're writing a letter to social media, and you should explain the problems you have with social media. Okay, so let's just do that generally. About some of the problems I have experienced while using your social platforms. Another way to say maybe systems would be platforms. Okay, so here is my first sentence. So here we go. That should be undertaken, developments, updates. Not sure what the question is, but this would be a good first sentence, right? So let's just keep that. And we'll keep that one because you can also use that one as well. So I'm writing to express my concerns about some of the problems I have experienced while using your social platforms. Number one. So what is the first problem? So that's really the next question. What is one problem you have when using social media? Using social media in wrong ways, which are... Oh, no worries, Io. Have a good rest, buddy. Some of my personal information have been stolen by hackers. Lack of security. Oh, I'm seeing a theme here. Security. Not enough safety for our files. Really? Do you guys have a problem with safety? Like, I mean, I'm not really... Hello, Saeed. Saeed? I kind of... I don't really have any security problems with social media. Do you have security problems when you're using it? That's interesting. I didn't really know that. So what would be the first big problem? Is it security? Or is it like too many selfies? Or is it the fact that Facebook can recognize you? And maybe Instagram, they can recognize who you are. What is your biggest problem? What is one problem that you have with social media? The information is not reliable. That could be a really good one. Privacy. So maybe those two are really good. So what would be the first problem? So first of all, let's choose one of those. Firstly, now remember, we have to be formal when we write this. We got to be polite, and we got to use things. So let's talk about, so number one, let's talk about privacy. Lack of privacy. Because this is really one big thing, right? Maybe Facebook's taking too much information, or Instagram, which is Facebook, is taking too much information. So what would we say here? Firstly, now how can we write this sentence? What should we say? How can we write our first sentence about a lack of privacy? What should we say? Give me the sentence. First of all, firstly, I have been bothered by unnecessary advertising. Very nice, Sarah Queen. Very nice. The use, but we're gonna go with privacy. So we're gonna write a sentence about privacy. What can we say? All of those are good ideas. I would like to mention that. I'm ready to express my concerns about some of the problems I've experienced. Firstly, I would like to mention that. Sure, that's possible. We could use that. I would like to. Maybe not mention. We need a stronger word. I would like to. Now, what do we have to do? So, I would like to express. I would like to. What do we say? Privacy. Firstly, I would like to bring to your attention. Okay, that could work. I would like to bring to your attention the lack of privacy people experience. Which people experience? I'll keep it simple. I'll keep it really simple today. Firstly, I would like to bring to your attention, I would like to tell you about the lack of privacy which is apparent, which is a lack of privacy in your websites and apps. Okay, boom. First one. Firstly, I'd like to bring to your attention the lack of privacy in your websites and apps. Now the question is, why is lack of privacy a problem? So now that we have this idea, we have to explain it, don't we? So first of all, there's a problem. There's a lack of privacy. Why is that a problem? How is that a problem? When is that a problem? Where is that a problem? So please explain to me in more detail, why is lack of privacy a problem when we're talking about social media? What do you think? False identity, okay, a different problem. Let's keep on the lack. So you have a lack of privacy. Why is that a problem? Too much information? Maybe Facebook knows too much. Facebook can identify you anywhere. right? Maybe they know your friends and they start recommending people and the products, right? So you have a lack of privacy there. And Facebook knows where you're going. A lot of the applications, there's a feature you can turn off, and Facebook will kind of like follow your steps, and they know where you go every day. It's called an algorithm. I would like to go through the sentence because it took a part of my life that can use the information against me. Some users have the ability to enter my private accounts. Okay, but remember, we're going to stick to the problem of okay, so some people can enter your private accounts. Okay. Lately, I've heard about leaking personal information from your database. Okay, so there's a few reasons here. So firstly, bring to your attention the lack of privacy on your websites. It is possible that part of some of my personal information may be used against me for advertising or in advertising and marketing, right? So this is a problem, right? Like they take your information and then they kind of like try to sell you stuff. This is the way it works. And another problem was, so let's go also. Furthermore, let's go formal. Furthermore, another problem was, what else? Lately, I've heard about leaking personal information from your database. Privacy has become insecure, and it causes suicide in some vulnerable people. Information can be used against you. Hackers. Okay, so let's go with the hackers and the using information. Furthermore, some. Now, what do I say? What do I say? Bad, like rude. What's another formal way to say rude? I only know really difficult words. I don't want to use those words. Furthermore, something bad individuals. Man, I can't think of the word. Some people, just some people. Furthermore, some people may be able to enter my private accounts because of poor security on your websites, on your platforms. Okay, so there we go. Is it okay if the email is too long? Well, we're just practicing today, so again, your email depends on who you're writing to and how much do you want to say. Our email could go on all day because we're talking about social media. So in this, there is a mistake in the second sentence. I would like to. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I would like to bring to your attention the lack of privacy. Okay, good. Any other problems? We could do one more. So give me one more. If we got one more. Any other problems with lack of privacy? Because this is really, we have one subject in this paragraph. It's really lack of privacy. So if we have any more, bullying. Oh, that's an interesting one. Have you ever heard of the book Shame on You by John Ronson? No, I have not, Marta. Is that a good read? Sounds interesting. Ads. Okay, but again, remember, the topic of the paragraph is lack of privacy. So we need one more idea about lack of privacy. Collecting too much information. Yeah, I think we got that. It's using the personal information used against me, and maybe following, maybe tracking my movements, tracking my movements. How about that, right? Facebook, they know where you go, and they actually use that to help pinpoint, like if you want to go somewhere, they use the location services, and that helps them to find you a bus or whatever. Tracking your movements could be another problem with the privacy that you might not enjoy. So maybe we could add that one. Yeah, tracking, okay, or tracking everything, tracking your movements, Tracking your activity. Okay, so we talked about personal information, and we talked about people entering my accounts, and finally, so let's do that. Lastly, now what can we say? How do we say that? What can we say in this last sentence? So there we go. So furthermore, lastly, social media has been how can we say, so doing something too much, how can we say that formally? Social media has been excessively tracking people's movements, physical movements, and shopping activity. And this is bad. We don't like this. Which makes people feel that their privacy is being invaded. Okay, so there we go. All right, now the last thing we need to do, what would you like them to do? So we're talking to social media today, and the last question is, what would you like? So remember, we're going to do this one now. What would you like social media to change about itself? So let's try to do that in 1 or 2 sentences. What would you like social media to change about itself? Because we gave 3 ideas, right? And now we need to kind of wrap it up, and we need to do our last paragraph. So how would we open it? How would we start that paragraph? How do we start the last paragraph? What are we going to say? I would recommend. I highly recommend. Many people would be grateful if, right? We could do something like that. What does invade? Invade means like interrupt. It's almost like attack. It's similar to that. Remove fake profile. You shall abide by. Whoa, that's a little bit too strong, Blade. You shall abide by. Sounds like you are some master authority. Everyone should be careful. Strongly recommend. That might work. Yeah? And again, we might say something like in my, or no, we're going to give a recommendation. So that's really what we want to do. Make a recommendation. Strongly urge. Okay, that works, yeah. That's why. You shall abide by. That makes sense, Blade. Insort. Okay, so let's try that. We strongly recommend. Okay, therefore, yeah, we can definitely start. So because of all those things, therefore, I strongly recommend that. Now, what do we recommend? What do we want social media to stop doing? Strengthen the security system. Okay. I strongly recommend that. Now, I'm going to show you something. We use passive sentences in English to be more polite. So the security system is strengthened by someone. That's a passive sentence. And it's more polite, because if I say you should strengthen the security system, it's kind of rude. But if I say the security system should be strengthened by somebody, it sounds more polite. So I would recommend that security system is strengthened. What else? So the security system is strengthened. Any other thing? What were the 2 other things that we wanted to do? Prevent racial from posting. Strongly recommend that it is violated. Okay. I strongly recommend that it is violated. So not strongly recommend that it is violated. So I feel, I feel that people's rights have been violated. So we can add that. I can add that, Narayana. Now, how can I say? How can we add that? Many people feel that their rights have maybe not human rights, but their rights have been violated by social media. Therefore, I strongly recommend that the security system is strengthened. What else? What was the other one? Bringing in lack of privacy. Yeah. Poor security, lack of privacy. Our personal details are not shared with other websites and companies. And personal details are not shared with the other websites and companies. And the last one, what was the last one about? And that our movements, and shopping activities are not tracked. Okay, cool, all that. All right, so we got that. We got most of our, so now we just have to finish our essay. So we got that. We got a big paragraph in the first one. Second one's a little bit smaller. That's okay. Now, how do we finish this? We got to say something polite. So how do we kind of, so there's two closing. There's the ending of the letter, which is like bye-bye, and there's before the ending where we kind of give one final piece. So the last part of the essay, well, not best regards. Apparently that is that's a little bit too informal. So what could we say here? I hope, something like this. So I'll give you that part. I hope. Now finish this sentence. So how can I finish this? I hope that what? What's going to happen? Hope you fix those points and take my concerns into your consideration. Okay, some of that's pretty good. I hope that. And again, I'm going to use a passive sentence because it makes it sound better. Our concerns are taken seriously. Taken seriously and into consideration. Do we need both of those or just one? I hope that our concerns are taken seriously and into consideration. And you know, sometimes, yeah, that would be fine. I will fix the issue and respond to my complaining kind. Will be taken into account. Our concerns will be taken seriously and into account. Yeah, maybe better than consideration, into account. Okay, so you can see a lot of formal language in here. Yours sincerely would probably be the best way to close this, because we usually use yours sincerely for people we don't know. The Smrt, awesome, Smrt group. Boom. That's us. Awesome, Smrt group. So there we go. And that's kind of a formal letter. And you can see we don't really use a lot. We use strongly recommend. We don't say super big. We don't say what's up. We don't say any of that stuff. We use a lot of stuff to keep it really formal, right? Like this is really formal. I am writing to. So whenever you write a formal letter, you can definitely use that. I am writing to. Firstly, furthermore. Really formal words that we use there as well. And the other one, I would like to. That's formal. That's really formal. And again, we don't use like, we use a lot of, oh, there's a mistake in the second paragraph. Of course, I always make mistakes. But So there we go, excessively. You know, like a lot of these words are really formal. And you do have to learn a few of these when you start writing in English. 2 times, we have two times in the last sentence. Where is that? Which one? There's a mistake in the second paragraph. Many people feel that their rights have been violated by social media. Therefore, I strongly recommend, that the security system is strengthened, our personal details are not shared with other websites and companies, and that our movements and is okay. It's just a little bit weird, but it's possible. And that our movements and shopping activities are not tracked. So instead of saying and, I can say as well as. That would be okay. It just means and, or also. Are not tracked. I hope that our concerns are taken seriously and into account. Yours sincerely, awesome smart group. Boom. And that is basically how we can write an example, formal letter, lots of formal words. And you can see we use them, like these are formal, therefore. Many people feel that, okay? So again, this is expressing your opinion, but in a nice way. So this is one way that you would do it. So again, you can see we don't have a lot of those normal words. We just try to focus on super formal words. So there we go. Social media, I hope you will change. I hope you take our concerns seriously, listen to us, because we know what we're talking about. We're on here every day. And that's it. All right, everybody. That's it for me today. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you found it useful. If you do write a letter in the future, there are certain rules that you want to follow, and take a look at it online to get some more information. Because, yeah, it just sounds better. All right. That's it for us. Save the world, everybody. Social media, be nice. Don't be rude. Don't track what I'm doing. Naughty, naughty. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have an amazing day. Yes, I will send you the link, Igor. I'll send it to you and all the other cute little animals. Anonymous camel and leopard. All right, everybody. That's it for me. Peace. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me so alive. Make it last forever. Stop in time. Yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight. Chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me so alive. You make me